Okay, my friends, today we're going to continue to work on author's point of view or the perspective on a text. How does an author feel about a text and how do we know? We're going to be able to support it with details that they give in the text. So we're going to start off by watching this video on point of view.
All right, today we are going to talk about analyzing the author's point of view. We have recently reviewed all of the author's purposes. Here's just a quick review again: to inform, to entertain, to persuade. We need to look at these in order to figure out what the author's perspective is. When I say author's point of view, I am specifically talking about how does the author feel, what do they believe, or what is their opinion about a specific topic. There are three specific things we can look at to help us understand the author's point of view. First thing we can look at is their verbs or the actions they're using in their paper, the adjectives or descriptive words, and the author's opinions. Next thing we need to look at is those verbs and adjectives. What type of connotation is being used? We talked about connotation in the last unit. So it's like, does a word sound more negative or does it sound more positive? The last thing we need to look at is the author's opinion. If we were to pretend that they were arguing a specific side, which side of the topic would they take? So, for example, fast food. Would they be for fast food or against fast food? So now you should be comfortable with trying to figure out the author's point of view. So let's test it out.
Okay, so we're going to move into this article. Yesterday, we read an article about homework and how the author's point of view was that the author felt homework was beneficial. They used keywords and phrases like positive, good, beneficial, helpful. It was positive. All of those words signal to you that the author's opinion felt that that homework was a good thing. Today, we're going to read homework, helpful or a hindrance. Hindrance is a word that is a negative connotation to it. So let's read it aloud. And what we're going to think about is we're going to think, what is the author's perspective? How does the author feel about this text? For many students across the United States, homework is a part of a daily routine. Teachers assign homework in hopes to assist students' success in school. But how much is homework really helping students? Many parents and students view homework as problematic and a waste of time. I'm going to stop. Instantly, I see the phrases problematic, waste of time, and hindrance. Those phrases signal to me that the author does not feel homework is a positive thing. Those are negative phrases, or those are things that show that they are against the topic. So instantly, I'm already thinking that the author does not believe homework is a good thing. So following has to be the reasons to support that opinion. So let's continue. For many students, homework can be a real struggle. If the homework assignment focuses on a skill or strategy students just learned in class, students may have a hard time completing the work at home. Parents may also experience frustration if they have to help their child or don't understand the assignment. This is why homework is a terrible idea. So I'm going to stop and think. I already see a lot of keywords showing me negative, terrible, problematic, waste of time, struggle. I also see frustration. All of those words signal to us that it's not a positive thing. So we clearly can see the author's point of view thinking that homework is negative. So now let's go back and think about the reason why. The first one is talking about that it may be hard for both parents and students. Let's look for another reason. Students spend at least 7 hours a day in school. That's a lot of time on task learning. When students get home, they're tired and need a brain break. This is a time for them to find balance between working and playing. Time spent outside of school should be for relaxing, hobbies, or sports. Many kids are involved in after-school activity or sports. Homework can add stress during this time when students should be doing these things instead. Here's another reason. They're saying that students spend a lot of time in school and should have the time at home to do things that they like. Let's look at the final paragraph. Homework can also be repetitive and boring for many students. Because of this, students may start to have a negative attitude towards learning, especially if the homework doesn't seem helpful or seems like a waste of time. This, in turn, could cause students to lose interest in or motivating for learning. So, now the final reason is students find it boring, right? So we have the author's viewpoint. The author clearly does not think homework is a good thing. And I'm going to make sure that I read everything on the page. I see the picture and the caption says, this student completes a few assignments each night. So let's move in to our questions. What is the author's point of view about homework? Well, I need to restate and answer that question. The author's point of view about homework is the author feels homework is not a good thing. Or I could say the author's point of view is the author's point of view is he feels homework is a negative thing. The author does not want students to have homework. Any way that you phrase it is fine as long as you put the question into the answer. I should know what you're answering just by reading your answer. So now, what are 3 key details the author gives to support their point of view? We've already discussed it as we read because that's what good readers do. We stop and we think before we move on to the next paragraph. So let's just go back and rephrase. So we know that the author's against homework. Well, this first paragraph says it's hard for both parents and students. The next reason they gave was they spend a lot of time in school, so they need a break after school. And then finally, the third reason he gave was that students find homework boring. Your 3 reasons. And what's your point of view? Do you agree or disagree with the author? Explain why or why not. No matter how you feel about it, you have to have a reason for it. So I disagree with the author because I believe homework provides additional practice for students. I believe students need the extra practice, especially when they're at home. I believe that homework is a good thing because it allows for parents to be involved in the schoolwork as well. But you may agree with the author. So you can say, I agree with the author. I think homework is a bad thing. And do you agree with the reasons why he gave, or do you have different reasons? Whatever your opinion is, you're entitled to it as long as you have reasons to support it. So today what you're going to do is you're going to go into your student practice. Everything is read aloud to you in the audio button, so just make sure you click it. And you're going to read your article today, and you're going to decide what's the author's point of view, what reasons do they give, and then you're going to form your own opinion for that.